So in this video, we are going to learn how to add new campaign details from Mailchimp to Google Sheet. Now suppose guys you are using Mailchimp as an email marketing platform and sending emails for your newsletters or to your users for email marketing. And you want that whenever you create a new campaign, a new email marketing campaign and send it via Mailchimp, you want to add that campaign details into a Google Sheet just to maintain a record over there. Now guys, the manual process of creating a campaign in Mailchimp, getting that new campaign details and adding them into a Google Sheet can be very much repetitive and time consuming. So in this video, we are going to set up an automation using which whenever a new campaign will be created and sent in Mailchimp, automatically the same details of a new campaign will be added as a new row in our Google Sheet. Now guys, how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on the dashboard of my Mailchimp account. Now I want that whenever I create some campaign and I send some email campaign using Mailchimp to my contacts list or to my users, I want to add the details of that campaign into my Google Sheets. Details like what is the date and time, at what date and time I have sent the campaign. I want to add the subject line of the email campaign which I have sent. I want to get the status and also get the list ID that in my Mailchimp account to which contact list that campaign was sent. Now guys, here to do this, we have to connect Mailchimp with Google Sheet. And to make this happen, we are going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an automation and integration platform. So here you can see that we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. Now after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Mailchimp to Google Sheets. And then just click on Create. Now you can see that a workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with the trigger window. So the idea here is, first we have to connect our Mailchimp account with Pabbly Connect so that every time a new campaign is sent on our Mailchimp account, automatically the details of that newly sent campaign will be received inside Pabbly Connect. And after doing this, using Pabbly Connect, we are going to add those new campaign details into our Google Sheet. So let's see how it is done. Now here in trigger window, in choose app, search for Mailchimp. Just select it. And then in trigger event from the drop down, select the trigger event as new campaign. After selecting a trigger event, here you can see that Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. And using this webhook URL, we are going to connect our Mailchimp account with Pabbly Connect. So to add this webhook URL into your Mailchimp account, you just have to follow the help text given below over here. Copy this webhook URL from here and then just go to your Mailchimp account and go to audience page. After coming to this audience page, on the right side, here you can see an option of manage audience. Just click on it and from the drop down, go to settings. After coming to the settings page, here under settings section, from this drop down, click on webhooks. And here you can see that the webhooks page of our Mailchimp account is open in front of us. Click on this create new webhook button and then we just have to give this webhook URL over here. So here in callback URL, paste the exact same webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. Then it is asking us what type of updates should we send, like what type of updates Mailchimp should send using this webhook URL. So we want to get the campaign details. So here we just have to select campaign sending and you can actually unselect all the other details over here. And after this, it is asking us only send updates when a change is made and select via the API as well. We have to select all of these three options below it and then just click on save. Now when we click on save guys, we will see automatically now this webhook URL is added with our Mailchimp account. And using this webhook URL, we have connected our Pabbly Connect account with Mailchimp. Now every time a new campaign will be created in Mailchimp, the details of that newly created campaign will be received inside Pabbly Connect. So let's do this guys. What we have to do, we just have to create a new campaign in our Mailchimp account. But before that, just click on this reCAPTCHA webhook response button. Now after this, let's go to a Mailchimp account and let's create a new campaign over here. Okay, so click on this create campaign button and let's start creating this campaign. So I'll just select a regular email. Let's design this email over here. So here guys, let's add the subject line of this email. For example, this is a test email. So this is the subject line which I want to send with the email. So add the same subject line in preview text. Click on save. So after adding the subject line, let's select the content or create the content of the email which we are sending using this campaign. So let's enter the new campaign details. So basically what we have to do, we have to actually create a campaign in our Mailchimp account and we have to send that campaign. I'll just create a simple text email. Okay, so let's change the text over here. For example, okay, so this is just a simple email which I have added over here. Now after this guys, what we have to do, here we have created the email body and let's also change the header as well, test email. Okay, so we have successfully created this email over here. Let's click on continue. So this is just a test email guys. Basically what you have to do, you just have to create a campaign in your Mailchimp account and send that campaign. And as we will send this campaign, automatically we will see the response of that campaign will be received inside Pabbly Connect. So we have successfully created this email. Let's click on this send button and send now. So here guys, we will see we have just now sent a campaign from our Mailchimp account. And as we send this campaign, automatically within seconds, a new response will be received inside our Pabbly Connect workflow. So let's wait for a few seconds over here. And yes guys, here you can see that we have just now received some response. And in this response, you can see the details of the same campaign which we have sent just now using Mailchimp. Here you can see the date and time in the UTC format, that what is the date and time at which this campaign was sent. Then here you can see the same subject line. This is a test email which we have added over here while sending this campaign. Now after this, here you can see the status, you can see the contact list ID, the subscriber list ID in our Mailchimp account to whom we have sent this email, and also the data ID. This means the details of a new campaign which we have sent using Mailchimp is now received inside Pabbly Connect. Now after this, what we want to do, we want to add these same details into a Google Sheet. Details like the date and time, email subject, status, and the data list ID. And to add these details into a Google Sheet, we just have to scroll down, come to our action window, and here in Choose App, search for Google Sheets. Select Google Sheets. And then in Action Event from the drop-down, select the action event as Add New Row. Click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Google Sheets account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, click on this Sign In with Google button. Select your Google Sheets account which you want to connect with Pabbly Connect. Select your Google Sheets account in which you have your spreadsheet. And then just scroll down and click on Continue. And as we click on Continue, we will see our Google Sheets account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is to select the spreadsheet. And in the drop-down below, here you can see a list of all the spreadsheets which we have created in our Google Sheets account. Out of all of this, I have created this spreadsheet named as Mailchimp Campaigns. So here in this particular spreadsheet, I want to add the new campaign details. So select this spreadsheet over here in which you want to add the details. After selecting the spreadsheet, the next thing it asks us is to select the sheet. So right now in this Google spreadsheet, I have only one sheet named as Sheet 1. That is why from drop down, we are going to select the Sheet 1 over here. Then here you can see that all the fields of data, all the columns of data which we have created in our Google Sheet, we can see all those columns over here as fields inside Pabbly Connect. So here we have created send date and time, subject line, status, and list ID. And you can see all of them over here. So one by one, what we have to do, we have to map the response which we have received of a new campaign from Mailchimp in the trigger window. One by one, we have to map the same response over here in the respective fields. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and in the drop down below, here you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Mailchimp. And out of all of these responses, select the response of PyAdat and it will be mapped over here. After this, it is asking us for the subject line in the next field. So we will be using the same process of mapping over here as well. Click here and from the drop down from Mailchimp responses, select the response of subject line and map it. Then it is asking us for the status. So just click here and from the drop down, map this status over here. And at last, it is asking us for the list ID. Just click here and from the drop down, map the list ID too. So here guys, one by one, we have mapped all the details of a new campaign which we have received from Mailchimp over here. And after mapping all of these details into their respective fields, just click on Save and Send Test Request. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped over here, basically the details of a new campaign which we have received from Mailchimp, is now added as a new row in our Google Sheet. So let's check our Google Sheet. And yes guys, here you can see that the same details are now added over here. Here you can see the same date and time, that at what date and time the email campaign was sent on Mailchimp. Here you can see the subject line of the same email. Here it is. This is a test email. And then here you can see the status and the list ID, the subscriber list, contact list ID in Mailchimp to whom we have sent the email using this campaign. So this means the automation workflow which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine. And using this automation, whenever a new campaign will be created in our Mailchimp account, automatically the details of that campaign will be added as a new row in Google Sheet. Now here guys, after setting up this automation, let's test this automation workflow once in real time. We will once again go to our Mailchimp account, we'll go to the campaign page, and this time we are going to create a new campaign. Click on this Create Campaign button. Let's select a campaign type, regular email, just like for an example. And then let's add a subject line. This time the subject line is real-time test. This is the subject line of the email which I want to send. Let's add the same in preview text as well. Click on Save. And then let's design the content of this email. Once again, we are just going to create a plain email right now in this video. But instead of this, you can basically create any email according to your campaign's requirement. Just select simple text. Let's add some content over here. Hello. We are testing this automation in real time. Thank you. Okay, so we have successfully created just a simple body, a dummy body of this email. And let's add the header as well. Okay, so this is the header of the text of the email which we want to send. Now let's click on this continue button. So we have created the email content, the email body as well, and added the subject line. Now let's send this campaign from our Mailchimp account. Click on this send button and click on send now. So just now here you can see that we have started sending a new campaign, a new email campaign from our Mailchimp account. And we will see as we send this campaign, automatically within few seconds, the details of the same campaign will be added into a Google Sheet as a new row. And yes, here you can see that it is done. Just now we have sent a new campaign from Mailchimp and automatically the details are added over here into the Google Sheet. So here you can see the same date and time of the campaign. Here you can see the subject line of the email which we have sent using this campaign, real-time test. Here you can see the status and also the contact list ID to whom we have sent the email campaign. So this means the automation workflow which we have created is working perfectly fine. And also we have tested this automation in real time. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And one more important thing, you will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can actually clone this same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestions, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.